Hi guys, if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about moving to Brookline. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 of the top areas in Brookline. My name is Frank Carroll of the Frank Carroll Homes team at Compass. Please be sure to like my page, follow my page, comment on any of my posts. Please, you can always text me, email me, or call me anytime to discuss Brookline, Boston, moving to Boston, life in Brookline, life in Boston. I'd be happy to help you. So the first area I wanted to talk about is Coolidge Corner, which is one of the most central parts of Brookline. Coolidge Corner has one of the most highly concentrated business districts, has many options for food. You have a Green Line train running right down Beacon Street with multiple stops. And I would consider Coolidge Corner the real heart of Brookline. So Coolidge Corner is one of Brookline's 2 major commercial hubs, the second one being Brookline Village. It's about a 150-year-old area that's been thriving since the streetcar was invented and added down Beacon Street. So it's a good mix of restaurants, delis, coffee shops, boutiques, definitely more mom and pop. You have pretty much everything you could need from Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, yoga studios, gyms, Coolidge Corner Theater, Brookline Booksmith. So you have just lots of nightlife options, things for during the day. Also, it has excellent schools for elementary and high school if you have children as well. And, I consider Coolidge Corner to just be one of the most vibrant parts. If you're looking for a lot of action and you don't want a sleepy area and you want to be able to walk out your door and have everything right there, Coolidge Corner is definitely the place. I think the sacrifice would be for the amount of space you're going to get, whether you're renting or buying, definitely be somewhat limited, given Brookline is a very expensive area in Boston. And also there's a very high demand for living in this location, given the trains right there. You have a lot of doctors that work at Longwood Medical. You have graduate students at BU. There are financial people that want to be close to downtown and not be too far away, because you could jump on a train from Coolidge Corner and be in the Back Bay in about 15 minutes. So it's very close. Also, biking is great with the hub bikes, the blue bikes, which the stations are everywhere, easy to get around. You have lots of parks and playgrounds. So it's a really good mix, very central, and definitely there are pockets that are beautiful when you go out of the center, which is Beacon and Harvard is the center of Coolidge Corner. But if you go a little bit further down, like Audubon Circle or other areas just outside of Coolidge Corner, you can find definitely more peaceful areas as well. So all in all, Coolidge Corner will appeal to many different types of people, so I definitely put that at the top of my list for Brookline locations. The second location I wanted to talk about is Brookline Village, which is a very also active location with a lot of stores and restaurants. It's right down the road from Coolidge Corner, a little bit closer to the Longwood medical area. I would say that you're a little bit more accessible to parks and the Emerald Necklace when you live in Brookline Village. And also it has a good diversity of restaurants and small mom and pop retail stores. The Brookline Village is very village-like and has a good diversity of housing, from single families to, I would say mostly lower housing structures. There are a couple of mid-rises, but it's definitely an area with smaller buildings, whereas Coolidge Corners definitely has more mid-rises that are, 10 to 15 stories. Brookline Village is not like that. It's sort of like a lower density of buildings. So it definitely feels a little bit more suburban than Coolidge Corner, but still has a lot going on. So it's definitely one of my favorite areas. Brookline Village also has a wonderful public library that was established in the mid-1800s, has wonderful programs, and is a great place if you want a quiet place to read or to study, as well as to be a part of the community. One hidden gem in Brookline Village is the Puppet Showplace Theater, which has been there since 1974. It's a great place to bring children for puppet shows, as well as people interested in puppets. One thing I do like about Brookline Village is there's the Evelyn Corain Aquatic Center on Tappan Street, which is a pool that you could go to if you're a Brookline resident to give you a discount. So that's a great place if you're a swimmer or want to bring your children as well to a pool. That's indoors year-round, good for the winters for sure. Another aspect of Brookline Village is the Brookline Reservoir Park, which is Route 9 between Lee and Warren Streets. This is basically a circumference of the Brookline Reservoir. So it's technically sort of Chestnut Hill, but you can get there if you live in Brookline Village as well. The third area I wanted to talk about is known as Longwood. A lot of people, when they hear the word Longwood, they first think of hospitals like Brigham and Women's, Dana-Farber, Children's. Some of the finest hospitals in the world are actually right in Longwood area of Brookline. You have the D-Line train that runs through it as well. You have the Riverway and the Emerald Necklace and the Muddy River Reservation, all beautiful walking paths, jogging paths. Great place to get away from the hustle and bustle. So you have a very busy hospital district, and right next to it you have beautiful parks. So it's a good combination. As far as the type of housing, it's a combination of old Victorian homes, single families. There's some larger high-rise buildings like Longwood Towers. And then there was a few other condo buildings, rental complexes as well in Brookline on the Riverway. Definitely a wonderful lifestyle, very convenient to downtown as well, and easy to bike to. Chestnut Hill is mostly, I would say, the most suburban part of Brookline. Definitely an area with very grand houses. The prices are very high. It's one of the most notable parts of Massachusetts for grand homes. You know, there's many different sub areas of Chestnut Hill. You have the reservoir area, which has a walking path around it. Very beautiful all year round, I would say. With Chestnut Hill, you have pretty much everything you could ever imagine right there, including Wegmans, Bloomingdale's, every store you can possibly think of concentrated just outside of the residential section of Chestnut Hill. One thing is Chestnut Hill is also part of Newton. So if you go behind the Chestnut Hill Mall, you're in Newton. But if you're on the other side, you're in Brookline. It has some of the best schools as well. And if you're looking for a palatial house with a lot of land and you happen to have a couple of $1 million at least, you can get a pretty nice place. So it's definitely one of the most beautifully landscaped, green spaced areas I could think of. I like to do drives through Chestnut Hill and look at the houses, and it's just a really beautiful, peaceful area. Also within Chestnut Hill, you have the golf course, you have the country club, you know, very great parts to join if you like golf and if you like green space. The other thing that's great about Chestnut Hill is you have the Lars Anderson Park with an auto museum, which is great if you love old cars. And also there are, you know, various events that happen in this park, and it's just beautiful to go and hang out and have a picnic and whatnot. Next to the park, not far from there, you have the country club and the golf course. So there's definitely plenty of things to do if you're a resident of Chestnut Hill and you have children and you want a little bit more of a laid-back, quiet location. Still only a short drive into downtown Boston. And finally, the last area I wanted to talk about is known as Washington Square. Washington Square is right after Coolidge Corner on the train line, leaving the center of Boston, And it's definitely, I would say, a little bit less busy than Coolidge Corner, but plenty to do. You have a Star Market there, supermarket. You have some really good elementary schools, and also some good restaurants. You know, like the Public House is a really great place for beer and good food. Barcelona Wine Bar is a really great place for tapas and good drinks. It's been there for a while, one of my favorite places to go out with friends. The Abbey is also a great restaurant as well. Stoked wood-fired pizza is really good. L'Avoile is French. The Washington Square Tavern is a great place to hang out for beers or drinks. So those are the 5 places to think about before moving to Brookline, 5 of the top areas that I think in the order of what I like the most. So hopefully this was informative for you. If you have any questions specifically about Brookline, about real estate, about anything about living in Brookline, let me know. I'm here for you. You can text me, email me, call me anytime. Please be sure to like my page, subscribe to my videos. There's a new video usually once a week or so. And I'm always here to talk to you, so please stay in touch.